Guys, how you doing? Got a quick little project that I did here. Was just kind of screwing around, really, and I ended up with this. This was not my end goal. I didn't know what I was doing, but this is what I've ended up with. And I'm gonna say I've done something similar in nature a few years back in St. Louis, if my memory serves. But what I've got here is it's 8.5 by 11 sheets with terrain printed on it for the floor, if you will. And then I've got the black foam boards with cardstock on top with terrain. Some of that being wood, most of it open. A little bit of orchard here. The clumping material you can get at any model train supply station or Hobby Lobby or probably even Michael's, and that helps represent foliage, trees, woods, etc. The houses that you see here might look familiar, or they should. If they don't, what they are is Monopoly pieces. And again, a few years back, painted these gray for stone and brown for wood. I was trying to rack my head as far as how I could represent stone walls, and the best that I could come up with for not putting too much time and effort into it was cutting little plastic sprues and letting those represent walls. Now what you will not see here, and there's some wheat field here as well, and there's another row off camera, but everything else I got pretty much on camera. So what this represents is roughly a half board of an ASL board, if that helps put things in perspective. I think it's 10 hexes high by 16 hexes wide or long. The roads are just printed off, scissored out pieces of paper. I mean, all of this is just either paper or cardboard or that foam backing board. For height variation, as you should be able to notice from there, but if I showed you, and I don't want to move the camera, but if I showed you a straight up side view, you'd see two levels. The very bottom, which is the paper floor, and then the majority made up of this second level, and then this third highest level. So that adds to some interesting detail by way of three-dimensional whatnotish. I have somewhat of a scenario that I'm going off of, but you know, I'm not going by strictly by what the scenario says. If you were playing this the way you were supposed to be, you would be using board Y, at least part of it. And I've roughly, maybe not even roughly, but I looked at board Y, and I'm not going to say I faithfully recreated board Y here. I've pretty much gone my own way, but I had that in the back of my mind as I was doing this. And then the scenario in question is Purple Heart Lane. This is designed by Brian Hughes, Carentan, France, 12th of June, 1944. And again, you can only go so closely by what it says here, because what I have here is obviously different. But what we have is elements of the 6th Fallschirmjäger Regiment and elements of the 2nd Battalion 506 Parachute Infantry Regiment, 101st Airborne Division, represented by those hefty 747 counters. Now, I've been also considering how to run this. Do I want to do straight ASL out of the box, or do I want to do something else? I don't know yet. To be honest with you, I don't know. I guess I'll figure that out as I go. This is also set up in the kitchen because the entire huge, majestic, grand game board is coated and covered with Napoleonic figures, as the last video can attest to. Running out of space, and as I live alone, nobody can yell at me for using the kitchen table for this, so here is game area number 2, I guess. So if you are wondering what is about to happen, again, I'm not exactly sure. This is me in the throes of tinkering, as I want to do, and just thought I'd let you guys be a fly on the wall here while I do so. And then we have the Germans represented by 5.48s, a couple 2.38s, and 4 liters plus 3 light machine guns. Now the Americans don't have any support weapons, and I'm going by what the scenario has here, but they were not given any support weapons, so that should prove interesting. If I play this again, I might make some adjustments and change that. The red cubes are something that may or may not be familiar to the viewers. These represent potential German hotspots wherein and which they may activate. We don't know yet, but could be any of these areas. Now, a particular red square can qualify for the square itself in which the cube is placed, or any of the hexes around it. How does that work? Again, not sure. We'll figure that out as we go. I think what I'm going to do, as I've been considering this while talking to you in the back of my mind, having a little conference, I think I will run through some of the platoon leader rules here. Oh, yeah, back in, Jesus, I don't remember, 2014 platoon leader game that I designed, and maybe we'll use some of that. And a lot of the flavor, again, of not knowing where the stuff is and drawing shits to see where the Germans are. That goes back to the platoon leader as well. So I'm going to play it safe. Actually, no, I'm not. I need lots of dice. That's what I need. So we will roll. And I should add, it has been a long time since I've messed with any of this platoon leader stuff. Probably should have brushed up on it. But we're going to roll a die for each American squad. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As I just, not yesterday, complained about the buckets of dice thing. Here I go doing it. Well, I'm a walking contradiction, I guess. 2, 4, 6. We'll have to use a German die. We're going to roll these. And I don't know if we want 6s or 5s and 6s. Let me see. What we're doing is our command phase. Not everybody will get to go. A minimum of 1 squad can go. But you need a... Let's see here. Find it. Okay, here we go. Yeah, 5 or a 6. Sorry about the delay. I don't remember what that was. So what did I get here? I got a 5, a 6, and a 6. What does that mean? It means 3 of these guys can go. And let's start with this guy and do some off-roading. I'm not going to hit that road yet. Start there, but we need to stop already because now he is in line of sight of, I'm going to say, 1, 2, 3, 4 of these guys. So right off the bat, we're going to draw 4 shits and see what happens. And nothing there. If I draw blue, it's nothing. If I draw red, it's something. And, ooh, we have activation there. Nothing there. So right at the gut, we got something, and something here. Something being Germans, right? So that is, let me do my random determination. On a 1 through 4, it's a 5, 4, 8. On a 5 or 6, it's a 2, 3, 8. That made it right out of it. Jesus, what's wrong with me? All right, here we go. So it is a 5, 4, 8 here, anyway. And let me roll for the next 1 through 4. That is also 5, 4, 8. All right. Now we got to determine what and if anything accompanies these 5, 4, 8s. Crawling on the floor here, guys. And it is hot as I don't know what in here. Can't believe the camera lens isn't steaming up because no air conditioning in here, and that's how it goes. So what do they get? They get, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with 4 liters. Let's say on a 5 or a 6, he gets an accompanying liter. He does not. 4, 5, 6, no, nothing there either. 1, 2, 3, 4. So no liters. And support weapon, yes. And support weapon, no. So this guy is 548 Fallschirmjäger squad with a light machine gun and a 548 Fallschirmjäger squad here. What happens next, right? So technically we have 2 command actions left for the Americans, and they've already done, you know what I need since I am doing this way? God, I hate to do this to you guys. Give me 30 seconds. I gotta grab something. All my supplies are in the other room here. So what I need is a way to remember who's done what. So he has done a command action and he gets a reaction marker. That'll mean something later. 2 actions left, right? Well, let's go ahead and pull this guy. No, yeah. Put him here, but in doing so, they get to, well, they need to roll for their command actions. And they get 1 command action. So now it gets all jarbled up. You know, with these command actions, I just remembered you cannot react to a command action, so that solves that. Makes sense now. All right, we have 2 American 747 squads and a 890 leader on the road, an 891 leader and a 747 squad just above the road. And I mean, it sucks moving in the open, but they can't just sit all day doing nothing, so that's the way it's got to go. Now let's roll for command actions for the Germans to see if they get any 5s or 6s. They do not. So the command phase is done. Then we can do our normal actions, and I have 2 guys left for the Americans. And you do get a minimum of 1 command action if you like, but can't use a command action as a reaction. So let's see here, I'm pulling up. Let's just keep moving up. And now the fun start. So he's on a hill, this American 747 squad here, and we have this Fallschirmjäger unit, this 548, that can fire at him, but, well, why wouldn't he, right? Let's just go ahead and for the, just to keep things simple, we'll use the ASL stuff for what we're doing here. So there's no 5, go to a 4. My brain just defaulted to that, so that's what's going to happen. And he's going to get one for firing. Roll 2 dice. We got a 5, 6, 7, 8. On a 4 and an 8. And he is moving, which is -1. And not only is he moving, he's moving in the open. So there's a normal morale check. Now, I need a 7 or less. And I got it, so he's fine. Moving still. Let's pull him up here with the leader. 747 and a 992. Let's see. 1. He cannot. Well, you get. If we play it where they get 2 actions, which is the way the platoon leader thing goes, they would be able, this Fallschirmjäger squad would be able to fire again. I'm not going to do that. I'm not doing that. No. Let's go. So that's 1, 2. Let's move here into these woods. What do you say? Deal? Pull this up here. And my usual disclaimer, this game is supposed to be 6 turns, but I don't know what the hell I'm doing with this, and I haven't play tested it to see if it even would last 6 turns, so I'll go a couple turns as usual and then cut you guys loose. So they moved up here to the woods and stopped. Having done so, however, they are now in range of some more folks. These guys not done anything. These guys are going to fire. The 548 Fallschirmjäger squad and the light machine gun brings it to an 8. They're going to fire at these guys here. That's what's happening. They get a 4, and that becomes a 3 for moving in the open. And I'm going to say 2 because I didn't call assault movement. So that is 1 KIA. I lost a squad. Then there were 4? No, then there were 6. And he's done. That means I still gotta pull for him. Pull this guy up. I'm stopping right here. Why would I do that? Because I'll get a modifier when I fire at this Fallschirmjäger squad. The next turn. It is so hot and sweaty in here. Everything's sticking to me. What a mess. Let me pull. Let me see if there's anybody here. Oh my luck, there is. And there's not. No worries there. Also worried that expecting some activations here, and I guess there will be guaranteed. There will be, because even with only 2 left here, that even if these 2 activate, that is to say, still guarantees 2 activations here. So we're still doing good. Let's get rid of these guys and start over. And I'm going to do an old school random determination. This is changing as I go here. This is see who goes first. Initiative check. We've got the Germans, they go first. So, looks like these guys get the benefit of the doubt. If this 5 is going to become a 10 for being adjacent to an enemy unit, no movement going on. So let's roll on that and see what we get. We get a 6. What is a 6? A 6 is a +1 morale check. Oh, I can do a +1 morale check. 7 or better. Not a problem. Roll a 3, raise to a 4, morale 7. Like I said, not a problem. Now it bounces back to the Americans. Well, let's fire right back. 14 would be the firepower for this firepower factor of 7 squad, but there is no 14 column. Drops to a 12. This guy's in cover, however, and the roll is an 8 and 9, 10 for the woods. For deforest. Pin task check. Well, he's done anyway, so he can't do anything if he wanted to. So there's no point in checking to see if he's pinned. You go on the little poker chip. Germans again, this would be the Fallschirmjäger squad with the light machine gun. We've already knocked out one American squad. Firing with a total firepower of 8 out of those woods. Getting a 5. And really sucks being in the open right now. There's let's see. What is a 5? There's a +2 morale check. Leader first. This could be bad. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Nope. +2, right? Roll a 6. That's an 8. He's fine. Let's roll for a squad. Oh, 8. He broke. Leader's fine, but he broke. That's how it goes when you're hanging out in the open. I need to move up. Alright, now it's the Americans' turn. Again. Let's try and rally this guy. Well, since he broke, he actually would rout, would he not? Let's say he doesn't rout. He just hangs out there, he's broken, he's wigged out. But he can try and rally. Let's see if he can rally 8 or less. He does. He's back. What do you say? Well, his action is done because he rallied. And still hot in here. Did I mention that? So I don't want to be hanging out here all day, so I'm moving. Not to sound whiny about it, but that's how it's going. He has moved into cover, and good for you guys. I proved that message. These guys are already in cover. I suppose they could fire, right? 7 drops to 6. The cover is canceled out by the -2 this leader has. Let's say that's a 4 is cocked. 6, 7, 9, 10 is nothing. There you got nothing. Still have 2 squads left here that need to do stuff. And again, I'm not hanging out in the open, so move to cover. He's done. And I'll put everybody here. 1, 2 squads there already. Let's just stack to capacity. 3 squads now in this cover hex and 2 leaders. And that, as they say, is that. I suppose I need to draw for that since I moved into these woods. Any Germans in those woods? There are not. It's good to know. So it does look like now it's going to look like at least 3, if not 4 squads are going to be in this little town. Alright, we'll leave the grade shits on there instead of taking them off, and as we conduct actions, we'll remove a chit this time instead of adding a chit. Initiative check. Germans go again. Well, you know what they're going to do, right? Fire away. So 10 becomes an 8. Roll 2 dice. This guy in the open, just hanging out in the open, as an 8 is a normal morale check as opposed to an abnormal morale check. 4, 5, 6 is what he rolls, and he's fine. No harm done there. Oh, 7. I guess I could roll in there and try and melee him. No, I'm not doing it. 7 dropping down to, nope, 14 dropping down to a 12, adding 2. The die roll, we cowered because we rolled 2 4s, and one, Jesus, if that's a 10, that's nothing. Remove it, shit. Not going too well there at the southern end, southern tip. Germans again. Let's see if they can finish off these poor bastards right here. That's going to be an 8. And wow, what a 10. Not a dang thing. I guess it would be useful to remember rate of fire. Right there. Yeah, let's get the hell out of here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's move there. And that's it. So now it's just these 2 hexes left. 7 becomes a 6. Plus 2 for the woods becomes plus 1 because I have a -1 leader. Roll the dice, add 1. Ooh, we rolled snake eyes. That's a 3. And what did I say? 6 and a 3. Casualty reduction. Duck, goose. Now 5, 4, 8 now becomes a. Sorry for that crazy noise. 5, 4, 8 becomes a something. What does he become? Let's say he becomes a 2, 4, 8. Why not? 5, 4, 8 is now a 2, 4, 8, and if it's casualty reduction, does he do a 2? He does a morale check, right? Plus 2 morale check. He passes, so he's fine. He casualty reduced, but he passed his morale check. That leaves this guy. Let's split this up. We've got 2 squads. They're going to fire here with a 9-2, and 1 squad with a 9-1 going to fire here. Let's do this single squad first. The 7 drops down to a 6. He has add 1 to the die. 9, 10, that's nothing. And now for the other group, 14 becomes 12. Covers cancel out by the -2 leadership value. Well, we roll 7, which is a, that is correct, plus 1 morale check. It's a 4. 7, 8. So he just made his morale check. So what we got so far, we have a full U.S. squad eliminated and a half squad of German Fallschirmjäger eliminated. Roll for initiative. And we need to draw for that since he's now in line of sight for that. What is it? It is something. That is something, so right there. There's an even shot here. 1, 2, or 3. It's a 5, 4, 8, and that's what it is. But he could actually activate here or here. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. He activates in this wooden building. What does he have? Any toys? 1 or 2. He has a toy. Nope. How about a leader? Yes. He has a leader. So we have another Fallschirmjäger squad with a leader here in this wooden building. How do I know that? Because I'll place them adjacent to the building there. Alright, moving along. Initiative check. And the Americans go first this time. Let's try and get rid of this. And this time we'll add a shit to represent an action being taken. Let's do something here, huh? 14 drops down to a 12. He gets a 5, add 2, that's 7, and that is a +1 morale check. They're not going to pass this time. They do not. Squad is broken. Nicely done. German's turn. This newly activated squad here is going to do something. What do you say? Oh, and the objective of this, I should add, is the Americans need to control 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They need to control 5, at least 5 of these stone buildings, let's say. Which is similar to the victory conditions in the scenario proper, but I've chucked it a little bit. So that 5, and definitely within range. Man, it's hot in here. It's got a leader with him, but that leader has no die roll modifier. So we'll be adding 2 to this die roll. There's no 5 column, that drops to a 4. We rolled a 4, add 2, that makes 6. And a normal morale check, leader first. He passes, followed by our single squad who breaks. Good job there. Achy breaky. Mark them as having done something. You know, a strong wind could just blow all this away. Just thousands of things all over the place because none of this is, well, you get the point. American's turn. Try and rally that guy. He does not. That's our turn. A wasted turn. What else do we have? Germans next. Germans try to rally. How about that? Can't rally. No leader. Let's go up here. 3, 4. Now we're down to a 5, which becomes a 4. Half squad. Firing an adjacent hex. That 4 becomes an 8. And he gets a 9. No, a 10. Well, that's terrible. That did nothing. Can you believe that? American's turn. Let's fire everybody here. Let's finish them off. It's 21 with a -2, so the covers cancel out. 21, there is no 21, we drop to a 20. Roll 2 dice. And we get an 8. Not too bad, not too bad. Considering the amount of firepower we got going in there. +2 morale check. I have a feeling this is going to end poorly for the old Germans. It does not. Passes. Can you believe that? Passed that morale check with flying freaking colors. Say Germans are next, but they're done. And I have 1. Well, maybe this guy can do something. 7-7 is a great song, but otherwise it is a 12. Anybody ever listen to Arthur Lee and the band Love? Great stuff. We'll listen to them after this. 12, adding 1. Why am I adding 1? Because 2 for the cover, -1 for the leader. I rolled an 11, so that's ridiculously awful, so that's nothing. And that is the end of the turn. So the Americans have made it about just under halfway across the board. What are we up to now? We have a broken squad here that isn't going to be able to rally because there's no leader around. I guess he could try and self-rally, but I'll have to think about that. Make it up as I go, right? Why not just play the game the way it's supposed to be played? I don't know. And we have no eliminations that turn. Let's roll for initiative again. It's a tie. Let's re-roll it. Americans go first. I'm going to try and rally this guy again. He has his leader there right with him. He needs 8 or less. And he gets it. Great work there. He gets a gold star for that. Now it's the Germans' turn. We got these guys in this wooden building. 5 drops to a 4. +2 for cover. That's a 12. Is nothing. Back to the Americans. Let's see if we can finish these guys off. He is 7-7, right? I already say that. Drops to a 12. Add 1. 6, 7, 8. What is that? +1 morale check. Can you pass this? Add 1. Yeah, not breaking him. He just doesn't break. He's unbroken. Alright, Germans firing right back. That is 3, 4, 5. Double becomes a 10. There is no 10, drops to an 8. +2 for cover. Cowers. 8, 9, 10 is nothing. I feel like I'm bogged down here. It would be my fault, I guess. Americans' turn. Okay, we're going to split this up. I take that back. Let's start down here and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Start moving up. And then line of sight of anybody? No. I mean, potential new activations, I mean. And then the Germans are done, so, you know, here's what we're going to do. We're going to just start moving. We can mess with these guys here, that's fine. But these guys here, they're moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right in that building, and they are now in line of sight, I believe, of potential activations. So we've got 3 squads that moved 6. They can move 6 because they've moved with their leader. Otherwise, they would move 4. Again, some rules I'm applying, some rules I am not. Kind of making it up as I go. So that's that. Americans have now reached just past the midway point of the map. So now making some progress. All right, so roll for initiative. Can they? Yeah, they can. Of course they can. They cannot. They can't. We need to see if there's anybody in these buildings, because they're within eye shot. And there is. There's somebody here, y'all. Who's there? Not. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is one of those 2, 3 weeks. It is. 1, 2, or 3. He gets a light machine gun. He does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 determines which leader. He gets a 9-1. So we have a 238 with a light machine gun and a 9-1 hanging out in these stone buildings, as I suspected. I knew it all along. always use tweezers, but when I do, I want to think it helps. I guess it helps. I can't remember if I rolled for initiative. I'm re-rolling for initiative here. I got thrown off by that activation. But we do have a new German 238 unit in there with a light machine gun and 991 liters, so there's that. And the Americans go. What do the Americans do? I'm gonna fire it here, but that's a lot of, that would be 4. Plus 4, you get 1 for the hindrance for the orchard, and then plus 3 for the stone building, so I'm not messing with that. I will, however, mess with this. Let's plug away, shall we? Plug away. That's 3 times 7 is 21, drops to 20. Which liters we have here are 9. Let's use the 992. Cancels out the cover, so it's just straight die roll. And can you, it's a horrible roll, it's an 11, but I still got a normal morale check out of it. So leader first, he's 8 or less, he gets a 7, he's fine. Now the squad, he gets a 7, he is also fine. And that's that. And we still have 2 squads left somewhere in here. 2 of these 4 locations will be activated with Germans at some point. So there's that. And then now it's the Germans again, right? Germans again. I don't know. Let's do it anyway. 5 drops to a 4. And I had 2, so 6, 7, 8 is nothing. I might do well to consolidate my Germans instead of keeping them spread out like this, and that is the potential tweaking that would need to be take place in the future. Having them activate separately, that is to say 1 per hex, or allow them to activate with multiple squads per hex. So there's that to consider. Back to the Americans, though. Let's bring this guy up here. 1, 2, 3. Stop him right there in the woods. The other thing about doing it this way is line of sight is obviously not as interesting. It's hex by hex rather than dot by dot. And I prefer dot by dot, but to recreate that in this format is a little challenging, if not a lot. But there's that as well. Americans, now it's back to the Germans. 3 and a 2 is a 5. Makes 10 is no 10, becomes 8. Adding 2. 6, 7, 8. You got a normal morale check that. If this guy breaks, I tell you. No, leader does not break. Normal morale check minus 1 for the leader, so that's 6, 7. It becomes a 6, he's fine. Nothing doing there. And let's pull these, let's do some, let's try and knock out these guys here with these guys, huh? Got a 7. Drops to a 6. Add 2 for the building, no leadership modifier, 9 to 11, that is nothing either. Germans are, would want to say they're done, but, you know, let's go ahead and fire here. Three. So 5. It's probably a lost cause, but we're doing it anyway. There's no 5. Drops to a 4. The -1 leadership modifier cancels out this line of sight hindrance, so then you just add 2 for the wooden building. 6, 7, 8, 9. And he got nothing. Back to the Americans, and there's only 1 squad left. This guy here. 7, right? Yes, 7 becomes 12 because there's no 14. Adding 1, 6-7. +1 morale check on this little guy here. And 6, 7, 8, 9. This guy's done because he broke. He has a morale of 8. So now I can continue moving up. And again, I apologize for the lack of formality here with any designated rules set. This is just a kind of this is pinball for me right now, right? This isn't anything strictly by the book. So that's the end of that turn. Pick yourself up. That's it. Everything stick to me. Because what is the cat? Oh my god, even the cat's in here. I can't believe she's in here. Is your fur sticking to your body? Doesn't it usually? You're making me rhetorical again. What do we got left here? Roll for initiative. Let me see if the camera's even still filming. Cut out last time I did this. Yeah, we're still rolling. I'll go another turn or two. And then I gotta get out of this kitchen. I can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. Well, I can't take the heat, so I gotta get out of the kitchen. Initiative. Germans go. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and give them one self-rally attempt here. No, he failed. It was the Germans' initiative and they failed on a rally attempt. Self-rally attempt. I don't even need to mark that, he's broken anyway. Alright, Americans, he's just gonna move at this point. He's with a leader, so that's 1, 2, 3. Top of this hill. And as he's on that hill, he is now within line of sight of this guy. You see what I've done to myself? You see? Yeah, there's somebody there. Who's there? Who is it? 1, 2, or 3, it's a 5, 4, 8. It is a 5, 4, 8. Does he have a light machine gun? I guess I could roll to see, but if he was really in line of sight of that, he would be there. So, 1, 2, or 3, he gets a light machine gun. He does. And what does what leader does he get? He gets a 7 next 0 leader instead of 8 next 0 because of the roll. It was 50-50 chance on that. All right. So with these last 3 locations, only one of them will have an active German unit in it. Which one? Well, we may never know. He moved up here. He needs a gray. It's German's turn. And, well, why wouldn't they, right? He's got a 5. This could be bad. A 5 doubled as a 10 becomes an 8, but he's in the open and he's moving, non-assault move and all that good stuff. So that's a -2. Got an 8, -2 is a 6. So moving to the top of that hill probably wasn't the best idea. +1 morale check, unless I pass this, and 8, 9 I do not. Leader breaks. +1 morale check on the squad. No, leader law. Do you do leader loss morale check? Well, wait, I didn't lose a leader though. Mark that as such. Back to the Americans. These guys are happy where they're at, and we really need to get rid of those guys. So 21 dropping to 20 with and -2, canceling out the wooden building. Let's see what happens here. This could be the game changer. You guys ready? Ooh, we got a 5. What's a 5? A 5 is a +4 morale check. Leader first. 7, 8, 9, 10. He's broken as broken can be. Shattered like glass. +4 morale check on that squad there. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, he's gone too. So these guys are both broken. To be honest with you, what I'm really doing is just showing off this thing I made. This concoction of hexes here. And I want to just do something quick and easy that I could would allow me to utilize it. I even thought about putting something up Civil War-ish on here, but didn't happen. German's turn. I think I'm going to move these guys up here. I mean, why wouldn't you, right? I'm going to stay in the wood building though, even though I risk giving ball advantage to the Americans. That is what I have chosen to do. And then we go back to the Americans. Let's pull this guy a 1, 2, 3 right here. So sticky. So sticky. And then the Germans. Try to fire again with this being measly 2 and a 3 and a 4. Adding 2. Whoa, that's a 6. I rolled pretty good. Got a normal morale check out of that. Leader first. 5, 6, 7, 8. You kidding me? He broke that leader? He broke my 9, -2 leader. Wow. He almost broke my other leader. Jerk face. We got 3 squads to roll morale checks for. -1 for each one though, because that leader. 6 becomes a 5. He's fine. 9 becomes an 8. He's not. And 5, 6, 7. He's fine. So a leader and a squad broke from that stupid measly little 238 squad with a light machine gun. Who would have thunk it? Wow. Back to the Americans. 1, 2, 3. Let's pull these guys up here. Now we have 2 squads there and a leader. And that's the end of that turn. With, as I mentioned, 2 potential German squads remaining to activate in 2 of those 3 areas. And broken German squad, a half squad eliminated, 2 broken American squads, and a full squad eliminated. So kind of neck and neck, although when you look at how far the Americans have advanced, I mean, maybe it took a little longer than it should have. They've advanced quite a ways, so I think we'll cut it there. Thoughts about this? Well, I don't know. I think the Americans have it. That's just my opinion. Unless unless the Germans can, we've still got it. Well, we only have 1 left here. Only one of these 3 will have, and it's only going to be a 238 squad. So what really needs to happen is, well, what would be wonderful is be able to rally these squads that are broken for the Germans, but consolidate our troops here, which is what the Americans are doing. We're now down, we being Americans, to 3 hexes total of combined American forces. So I think my brain is melted from the heat in the kitchen, and yeah, I just wanted to share this with you guys. I kind of find it kind of nifty, the setup and stuff. So, all right, I gotta go.